Today we will be subtracting integers, but we'll be evaluating first. And evaluate means we're going to end up substituting some numbers in for variables. So that's what we're going to do with this first one. So it's evaluate the expression x minus y. So x minus y. And what we want to do is we want to find out what the values of x are and the value of y is, and then we're going to go ahead and do some works, do the subtraction. So it tells us right here, 14 is x, so we're going to put that in place of x. Negative 2 is y. So again, evaluate just means to substitute first. Put the numbers that the variable represents into the expression and then do the work. So 14 minus negative 2. Now when we've got subtraction, we want to do this thing called add the opposite. And so add the opposite means that we're going to end up changing the subtraction to addition, the next number to its opposite. So the first number is our starting number. That does not change. It's the subtraction that we're going to change to addition, and the next number is going to change to its opposite. So add, meaning we subtract, change subtraction to addition, and then the opposite means we change the next number to its opposite value. So you can see now they're the same sign, so we end up with 16 as the answer. Over here we're going to take that negative 11, put that in place of x, put the positive 11 in place of y. So let's go ahead and rewrite our expression. Negative 11 minus 11. Well, when we do this problem, again, we're going to keep that first number the same, negative 11. We're going to change subtraction to addition. The next number, the 11, is going to change to negative 11. And so now we have the same sign. So just like we had over here. So we remember the rules with addition. Rules for addition. And the rules are same sign, we end up adding. We add. If they're opposite signs mean that we end up subtracting. So those were the rules for addition that we have to remember when we change problems to addition. So here they're the same sign, and we're going to end up with negative 22. So remember, the sign will remain the same as well. So in this next one, let's go ahead and substitute. We have negative 8 minus negative 15. Let's go ahead and change it to an addition problem. So negative 8 will stay the same. Subtraction to addition, next number changes to its opposite. So now we have opposite signs here, so here's where we subtract. We do 15 minus 8, and that gives us 7. So I know 7 is the right number. Now, is it positive or negative? Well, we go with whichever one is further from 0. 15 is further from 0, so that's why it's a positive 7. Well, the next problem here talks about the high temperature one day was negative 1 degrees. Low temperature was negative 5 degrees. So notice I'm underlining the important information. Now it says, what was the difference? Difference means that we're going to end up subtracting. We're going to subtract two numbers, and we're going to do it in a certain order, whichever one they tell us. So they want to know the difference between the high and the low. So let's put the high first, and we're going to subtract the low from the high. So the high temperature was negative 1 degrees. Now minus, bring that down, and the low temperature was negative 5 degrees. So now we're ready to change it to an addition problem. So we'll bring down that minus 1, subtraction to addition, the next number sign to its opposite. And so now what do? Well, we go up here to our addition rules, opposite signs we subtract. So we subtract, we get 4. Now is it positive or negative? Well, there's more positives than there are negatives. So that's why it's a positive 4 degrees Fahrenheit. So that was the difference between the high and the low. Well, here it says the temperature changed. Changed means that we're going to end up subtracting. So we're going to subtract two numbers. It changed from 5 degrees at 6 p.m. to negative 2 degrees. After midnight, how much did the temperature decrease? So they want to know how much it went down. So it changed from 5 degrees to negative 2 degrees. So change means we subtract. So let's go ahead and do the work. So we go 5, we bring that number down, subtraction to addition, next number to its opposite. And we go ahead and add those two numbers together. So we're getting 7 degrees. So it's a 7-degree change. And so that means since it did decrease, I can even write that down. 7 degrees Fahrenheit down, or a decrease of 7 degrees Fahrenheit. So you got to kind of think about what the words are telling us, whether it's going to be a positive or negative. And as long as I say it decreased by 7 degrees, that ends up representing that number. A small business reported a loss. Loss means a minus sign. A loss of 86,000. So minus 86,000. And then a net profit. A profit means that we're going to add. We're going to have a positive number of 32,000. In 2005, how much did the company's profit change? Company's profit changed from 2004 to 2005. All right, so let's go ahead and set that up. So the change in profit went from a low number. So again, think of this on a number line. Here's 86,000. And here is 32,000 on the number line. Now 0 is like right around here. So it has to go all the way through the 86,000 to the 32,000. And so I'm just going to subtract the two numbers, and I know it's going up. So it's going to change for the positive. So it's going to be going up. How much did the profits change? So this time I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start at this 32,000. So that's where it was in 2005. And I'm going to subtract the amount from 2004, the negative 86,000. And if you had done it the other way, you'd come up with a number, it'd just be a different sign. And that's okay, as long as you understand what the question's asking. And as long as you use the right words with respect to the answer, you get the answer correct. So I'm going to start this way, 32,000 minus negative 86,000. So from here, I'll go ahead and bring this first number down, the 32,000. Subtraction is going to change to addition, and the next number is going to change to its opposite, 86,000. And so I end up having to add these two numbers together. So I still have those thousands, and then 2 and 6 make 8, and then 8 and 3 make 11. So $118,000 increase is what this was. Now, if you had done it the other way, when you did 86,000, negative 86,000 minus 32,000, you'd end up with a negative number. But it's saying how much did the company's profits change? Well, they changed. They actually went up from 2004 to 2005. So if I got that negative number, I would write the answer as positive 118,000, and I would say that it increased. And that kind of specifies what actually took place. So the daytime high temperature on the moon can reach 130 degrees Celsius. At night, temperature can drop to 110 degrees Celsius. What's the difference between the high and the low? So difference tells us to subtract. We're going to start with the high and go to the low. So the high was 130, and we're taking away negative 110 degrees. And so now let's go ahead and figure out what that change is. So we're going to change it to an addition problem. So 130, that stays the same. Subtraction to addition, next number to its opposite. And now we're ready to go ahead and solve. Note that they're the same sign, so I'm going to end up having to add those two numbers. And when I do that, I end up with 240 degrees Celsius is the change in temperature, or is the difference between those two numbers. So those are the types that you're going to end up seeing on tonight's homework. Good luck.